Now string in Python, see, we already string literals previously. Okay, strings we can define a single quote, string we can define a double quote. So we'll just remind it once again. See, this is what we have seen previously. We can create a string in single quote, can create a string in double quote also, and we can define string in triple quote also. So this is how we can define string literals. In case of triple quote strings are mostly used for as a multi-line strings here. It means if you want to define a multi-line string, mostly we are using triple quote. Convention is that you define string using single quote. Okay. Sometimes we can even use double quotes. Triple quotes we mostly use for a multi-line string. Okay. Next, we can even use special characters while using strings. We'll just elaborate this idea of special characters here. Here, this is my string. Okay, suppose hello world. Printing this string here. This is string here. Now we can use some special characters also. Like here I can say hello slash and world. The special characters, even you can check it that they're coming in this orange color here. So if you try to print it, this slash n will be considered as a new line, and your word is coming on new line here. So we can use special characters while defining string here. Now one point we will mention here, suppose this is a string we define by using double quotes, and we want to print single quotes now. If we want to print this hello world in single quotes, so I can print it like this and directly use single quote, it will get printed here. Okay, you can check it here. But suppose if you want to print it in a double quote now, means string is defined in a double quote, and we even want to print a double quote also, like something like this. So that is not working because double quote inside double quote is not working here. So what we can do, we can use this backslash now. Can use this backslash. Once you define this double quote with backslash, it means that it is for printing purpose. You can see here it's getting printed over. This reversely true with single quote, means here suppose you are defining string in a single quote, and if you want to print single quote, so you have to use backslash once again, like this. So it will get printed. Suppose if you want to print this backslash also, okay, this backslash always considered as a, it's like backslash in combination with this what we say single quote is considered as a special character here in our case. But suppose if you want to print this backslash also, then here you can use this letter R. R considered this string as a raw string, and raw string means everything is raw content. Okay, so it will get printed as it is only. Means here in this case you can see this backslash also get printed. So these are some minor points regarding with this special characters you can understand. So this is how we can define strings in Python using single, double or triple quote here. Okay. We'll go through this slide here. The first is nothing but the definition of a string. Now string in Python is an array of bytes representing Unicode characters. If you're having idea about C, C++ or Java, everywhere string is just nothing but array of characters or array of bytes. So on that line in Python also string is just nothing but an array of bytes or array of characters, you can say. Now what is mean by Unicode character? If you're having idea, if you heard this about Ascii characters, means like characters are defined by using some character coding system. So there is one very popular character coding system, Ascii character coding system, that is America's standard code for information interchange. Ascii character contains all your alphabets, small letter A to Z, capital letter A to Z, 0 to 9, all special characters here. Okay, but Ascii character is of 1 byte only. So in and all we can define 127 characters using Ascii character coding system. Unicode character is a 2-byte character. So obviously we can define more number of characters by using Unicode character. So all current languages like Java, Python follows Unicode character coding system. So string in Python is just nothing but an array of bytes representing Unicode characters. Now in case of Python, one another important thing is that there is no respective data type like a char to represent a single character. There is no character data type. Like if you're having once again idea about C, C++, Java, there is one data type char which represents a single character, and string is a collection of characters. In Python, string is a collection of characters, but there is no special data type like a char to define a single character. So single character is also a string. Hence, if you write something like this is also considered as a string only. If you write a single character, this will be considered as a string only. There is no separate data type like a char. Now this is another very important point, that Python strings are immutable. Python strings are immutable. They cannot be changed after they are created. Once you create a string, you can't change the content of a string. Once you create a string, you can't change the content of string. If you change the content, it means that it is a new string. It's simple. We can now see this is a S string which contains this word hello. Now here if you say S is equal to hello world, now you are changing the content of same string here, but this will be considered as a completely new object, new string. It's not like that S is already containing hello and you're modifying its content by adding world over there. It is completely a new string. It is a completely a new string. Okay, so this is very important aspect, that strings in Python are immutable, cannot change content of a string without creating new object. Okay, and lastly, Python strings are represented by str class. Now, as we have said previously also, everything is an object in Python. If you're creating one string, it means that that is also an object. If you try to print the type of S, you have seen type function, which is used to find out data type of any variable. So if you try to print type of S, you can see it is printing like str. So str is a class. Str is a class, and every string is an object of this str class. Every string is an object of this str class, which is having many handy features that we'll see it afterwards. So finally, we can summarize this slide like this. String, you can define it is just nothing but an array of bytes representing Unicode characters. Second, there is no separate data type like char to represent a single character. Third, most important, strings are immutable. Finally, str is a class which represents string.